What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Do It With Dysentery here. We're back at it again on another moto vlog on a beautiful Saturday. Not much going on, just on the side of the road here. Figured I'd start this mid-ride. We are approaching our last few days on this thing, right? My loan op for this is almost up, so we're trying to make the most out of it. So we're gonna get us on the road here, and we got a little topic today, just a short one. And first things first, guys. Unfortunately, we are running out of time on our loan opportunity for the Scout. We had a month with the bike. We're coming up on the end of that month here. I'll be returning this thing next week at some point to the Indian dealership. I want to say thank you guys for letting me borrow this motorcycle. You guys have been awesome to work with. I look forward to working with you guys on future stuff. They said that when FTR comes available, that I'll be on the list to get it and ride it around and do future stuff with them, which is great. You know, I've loved working with them. Indian has been a amazing brand. I mean, I think everybody who's ridden a motorcycle knows what an Indian is. Like, it's just a staple. It is a staple of the motorcycle industry. I mean, I can't think about riding motorcycles without the idea of Indian popping into my head. So really an honorable thing to have been able to work with Indian, and they let me test ride their motorcycle for oh so long. Most people don't get them for a month. I got it for a month, and very friggin' cool of them. But we got to give it back. We got to give it back next week, which sucks though, because like, can we be honest? I think everybody on the channel has really liked this bike. Besides a few, like, there's a couple of, like, Harley people who are just sipping on copium 24/7. Oh, my Sportster's quicker. Oh, my 114. Oh, actually, you know, my V-Rod's faster. Well, you know, if you were to just get a Sportster 1200 and then dump, like, 10 grand into it with some high-riser cams and stuff like that, you know, it's actually slightly faster than the Scout, you know? Also, I let other men kiss my wife, but that has nothing to do with the fact that I ride a Harley. But I think everybody who's watched me on this bike has probably appreciates about as much as I do, dude. No switch-ups, no curveballs, just straight heat, my guy. But guys, the bike isn't today's topic. No. Today I'm addressing something which very rarely happens, I feel like, but I was wrong. Or at least I think I was wrong. I think I'm in the makings of realizing that I was wrong. You guys let me know what you think. So a month or so ago, I was talking about the whole Dr. Disrespect drama that went down. I think we all saw that. If you're on the internet at all, or you're on the YouTube or Twitch scene, or whatever is popular for streaming nowadays, I'm sure you know a little bit about Dr. Disrespect and some of the crap that he's been going through. The accusations, you know, stuff like that. Essentially, there was a big scandal release saying that, you know, he was sexting a minor, stuff like that. I made a video based on the information that I knew at the time, right? You know, including his response out, including what he said about the situation and relatively admitting to it, right? I thought that was probably the end of that. But he took some time off of his streaming and his internet persona to spend some time with his family, disappears for like a month or so, and then he's come back. How's it? Damn Ducati. And now he's back streaming, I guess, on YouTube, or I don't know where. He's going to be doing most of his stuff, but he's given his response to what actually happened, and it's got me kind of intrigued. I guess I'll go with intrigued. Yeah, basically his response was, I didn't do it, and there was a whole bunch of people setting me up for failure, like trying to take me down. And that's crazy, right? Like, and you know me, man, it's not hard to win me over on shit like this because I am a conspiracy theorist guy. Not necessarily because I like conspiracy theories, but I just think that conspiracy theories are more fun than the truth a lot of the times. And again, I have no dog in this fight. I wasn't a Dr. Disrespect viewer before the allegations. Likely anything that comes forward isn't going to change that, you know? He's not a car guy, he's not a motorcycle guy, you know? He's a gamer with a verbal personality, we'll go with that. But I've got no bias in this fight, you know, and the only thing that I'll say is that I genuinely believe if you're harming a child, doing anything that involves the sexual nature of a child, you should be strung up by your toes. You should be tickled for the rest of your life. No, I can't say what I think should happen, so we're going to go with that. YouTube censorship's pretty wild these days. And on the last video, I got censored. That was even crazier. But you know what? I'm actually, now looking back on it, if you watched my last video, you know the last 5 minutes of that video got cut off. And now I'm kind of happy that they did, because I said some pretty heinous shit. Some things that that now I look back and I'm like, I could have reserved myself a little bit better about. So the fact that those last like 3 to 5 minutes got cut off at the end of that video, I'm pretty stoked on it now. But you know me, man, I'm a man of my word. I try to stand by what I say. Unless I'm presented with information that proves me wrong. Now, in Dr. Disrespect's rebuttal, it's pretty damn convincing I think the way it's coming across is that he's trying to act like he hoodwinked everybody, rage baited the media, saying now that the person he was messaging wasn't underage in their area at the time of the messages. There was no sexting going on. There was a whole investigation done and proved no wrongdoing, and that it truly was just messages between people that leaned in the inappropriate way, you know, which is, I guess it's fine, you know. But I think the thing that gets me is that, like, they didn't interview him, they didn't interview the individual claimed that they didn't want any of this to go public with Twitch. They were like, no, there's no wrongdoing here, I don't feel wronged. VQ guys doing the most to do nothing. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think you shouldn't take what I say for anything more than face value. You should watch his video, his response, if you give a fuck about the subject, and make the decision for yourself. Because I think everybody deserves to have their voice heard, especially in something like this, you know. And I'm a huge advocate against cancel culture, right? And I realize now, looking back on it, I might have been assisting with cancel culture, which I can't fucking stand. I hate cancel culture. I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't believe in the silly, oh, he said something I didn't like, I don't want him around. So I don't know, I'm kind of torn on this, because his response is very believable. If you were put in that situation, you know, if your private messages were scrutinized and taken out of context, could you look vilified? Could you look like a bad guy? Could I make you look like a terrible person? I probably could. I guarantee you somebody could do the same for me. Someone could definitely take my messages. Hell, they could take my messages in context and make me look like a fucking asshole. And that's because I am. But we're not talking about me. No. We're talking about somebody else. No. Legal. We like it here. That's legal. I barely made it through that light, though, dude. That gave me 7 business days to run that light. So yeah, I realized that maybe I was assisting with cancel culture, but, you know, at the same time, pedophiles deserve to be canceled. And I'm not calling Dr. Disrespect the pedophile, especially now having heard his side of the argument, even though that I thought I already heard his side of the argument before, because, like, that's where it gets confusing for me. I thought I understood your perspective. Oh, but now it turns out your response was some big PR publicity stunt to get everybody on your side in a couple of months. I don't know about that. But the chess versus checkers thing does make a little bit more sense. He posted a photo of him playing checkers with his board being chess pieces, and then the perspective. And it's stupid. It's stupid. I can't even begin to articulate how dumb I thought it was at the time. But now it's like, oh, maybe that makes a little bit more sense. Maybe he was actually playing 3-dimensional chess while we were over here playing with our ass, you know? But at the end of the day, I know that content creators are basically do whatever they can to not make themselves look like pedophiles, right? So it's kind of fucking, you know what I'm saying, dude? It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to figure it out. And let me tell you why I want to believe Dr. Disrespect and not the news media outlet. It's not because he's a creator and I want to support creators. It's not because I like him, because I don't really have a preference on him. It's simply because I want to believe that less people were victimized, especially if the individuals are saying that they weren't victimized. You know, I think the issue we're running into is that the person was probably between 16 and 18. You know, 16, 17 years old. They haven't come out and said an age, I don't believe. And that's borderline old enough to make your own decisions on who you communicate to. I'm not saying that person's legal for sex and stuff like that with a 30-some-odd-year-old man, but that does not sound like what happened here. According to all the information that is now presented, it does not sound like that's what was going on at all, and it shouldn't be treated like that. It seems like maybe it was just an individual who he was, in fact, sending messages back and forth with that may have been in a gray area of the age, right? I'm having a hard time interpreting his video. That's why I say gray area. Yeah, man. He's looking at my mohawk. But I think it sounds like it may be one of those gray areas that's subjected to moral construct rather than legal construct, right? There's a lot of cases like that in the world where you got to treat them more as like moral construct cases than legal construct cases. Oh, God. What is that? I step in oil or something? I need to figure that out. Well, let's take a look here. My peg is crazy slippery with what looks like fresh fucking oil. Maybe I just stepped in it at the light. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't want it on my foot peg. I don't think it's coming from the bike either. That's good. Just gonna like use my shoe as a napkin. I wipe a little bit off, I scrub it off. I wipe a little bit off, I scrub it off, and we're good to go. Sure hope that doesn't come and bite me in the ass later, whatever that is, but pretty sure I just stepped in something. But I'm going to cut back because we haven't seen the text messages. We don't know what the text messages look like between him and this individual. And I think that alone, if you were to release the text messages, would resolve most, if not fucking all, of the concern between the community and you. Now, there's probably a reason why he's not. You know what I'm saying? There's probably a reason why he hasn't released the text messages. They might make him look really bad, right? That's the obvious one. But there also might be like a legal obligation to where he can't. You know, only really right now, only the only true people that know anything what's going on are Doc and the people in the court case that were involved. But I will give him this. It does sound like he was set up by someone who doesn't like him. That's what it sounds like to me. And as someone who's had people around them that want to bring them down before, dude, I understand what it's like to be screaming at the top of your lungs that you are not what these guys are saying you are. And that's hard, dude. Everybody knows what that's like. That's like fighting your dreams, bro. That's like boxing at night. Everybody kind of probably knows what it feels like to have somebody say something about them that isn't true. At least on our own personal scale, maybe it's something that a coworker said about you. Now the office thinks that you like getting pegged by some girl that kind of looks like Rihanna. Or maybe like some ex-girlfriend said you got a tiny dick, so now all your friends think you got a tiny dick. Some shit like that. I think we all know what it's like to have somebody try to vilify you and say things about you that aren't true, right? At least on our own personal scale. Now imagine that on like a career scale. Please don't. Now imagine that. Now imagine that on like your career level scale. Imagine that on millions of viewers, millions of people, you know? And literally probably the worst thing that you could call somebody right now is a pedophile. It used to be racist, now it's pedophile. So I went from kind of being like, hey, this guy grooms children, I don't fucking like him, to like maybe he was being fucked over. You know, and I think that's I think you got to look at it from both angles here. I mean, if the person says they didn't do anything wrong, internally they said they didn't do anything wrong. What the fuck is this guy doing? Okay, all right, you do your thing, dude. It was one person who pushed the case who, it sounds like, doesn't like Doc. It really sounds like, I don't want to say a coup, but from what I understand, and a lot of people can back this claim up, is that he was never given any sort of like love or support from the platform itself. And a lot of that sounds like it stems from his previous helper that worked with him in Twitch, and like he goes into that a little bit. I think you guys should listen to what he has to say, because it's very I mean, it's a terrifying it's a helpless sounding situation to be in. It's like, bro, you know, you're fighting tooth and nail for who you are as a person. I'm gonna wave to this guy. Wave to you, buddy. You're on two wheels, you get it. But imagine trying to battle those kind of arguments, you know, especially with how hardcore being a pedophile is vilified these days, which rightfully it should be. You guys know exactly where I stand. Wood chipper, go right to the wood chipper. Turn these pedos into mulch. I want them to feed my trees. Grow my yard, child toucher. Touch grass? No, touch pedophiles. Wait a minute. Let's reel back a little bit. Let's bring it down a notch. We're at an 11. We need to be at like a 4. We're being sane here. We're being reasonable. But I think one of the biggest points is that I made in my last video, is even the Mr. Beast video too, is people love watching a hero fall. And I'm not claiming that he's a hero, right? But people love watching a person that's high or whatever, like high up on their horse, fall. They love watching them crumble. And I'll just never understand that unless someone's truly like a villain, you know, disguised as a hero. You know, I get that. I get wanting that. But just because you don't like somebody, I'm gonna be kind of a little slippery and slidey and goofy here. But just because you don't like somebody, that ain't right, dog. That shit don't sit well with me. Especially, god damn. Woo! But it's hard too, giggity. One of the main reasons that I stand so hardly on the subject of like being involved with children is I mean, obviously for the right reasons, that they can't defend themselves, and that it's wrong for an adult to approach and take advantage of children, especially in a sexually exploited way. I think way too many people know what that's like, which is unfortunate. But for another reason is that I feel like we're also fighting another battle with the normalization of pedophilia. Does anybody else feel like this? We see it so much in the news of people, it seems like, pushing for the normalization of being sexually attracted to children. Like Mambla, that's a real place, that's a real thing. You guys remember that South Park episode, the Man Boy Love Association, Mambla? That is a real fucking community. They exist. They're real, dude. It's also becoming a norm to switch away from harsh terms like pedophile. It's a very damning word. So now they're using terms like MAPs, minor attracted persons. And this is sickening. I think you need to call it is what it is, dude. I don't think there's any room for soft analogies. I think the hard analogies, let's call them slurs. Pedophile is a slur for minor attracted people. I think we keep those slurs, guys. I think we need slurs for sexually assaulting children. Now, I'm okay with calling people slurs for that reason, dude. Matter of fact, let's just all start calling them. No, I can't put that in the video. I can't. That what I just said, I can't put in the video. There's something I want to see if they'll be okay with me taking a photo over here. I doubt it. We got to be quick about it. We got to find our approach. I've been wanting to take a photo in front of this Coca-Cola sign so bad, and I think I can zip the bike over on the sidewalk in front of it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kill the bike. It's in gear, so it's not going to slide forward. Two classics, man. We love this here. Two absolute classics right here. Coca-Cola and Indian. I can't think of anything more American than Coke and Indian. Iconic flavors. And the color schemes are so fucking perfect, dude. It's brilliant. The red and white. Did they theme it specifically for this photo? I don't know, dude. It looks like we can clear that curb when we ride off, too. We'll just kind of boom goose it a little bit. Nice. That's exactly what I wanted, guys. It's exactly what I wanted. I hope you've enjoyed. Is this just for me? A little trail just for me? Oh, if I have to pedal. I have to pedal to be here. Okay, alright. If bicyclists use our goddamn roads, we can use the goddamn trails, alright? But yeah, anyway, guys, just food for thought. I like to admit when I'm wrong, and I think I might be wrong here, but feel free to please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong this time, because I gotta be wrong one way or another. And you know me, man, I'm a strong stand by what you say kind of guy. It came out of my mouth. I made a video about it. I profited from it. So if I was wrong, man, I am fucking wrong. It's allowed to happen to everybody, man. But guys, that is my time on today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you click a like if you have. Leave a comment telling me if I'm right or wrong or what you think. Or maybe just tell me what color shirt you're wearing or what your favorite motorcycle is. I don't really care. Just comment for the sake of commenting because you love me. But again, that is my time. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. And we're back home in front of our beautiful truck. I hope you guys have enjoyed having the Indian Scout around. I know that I've really enjoyed having it. I wish I could keep it. Maybe if we beg them super fucking hard, be like, pretty please, oh, so I will be so good if you guys let me have I'll write it, I'll sleep on it, I'll make YouTube videos every day, and it'd be so good. Maybe we hit them some of that, but maybe we should just accept the fact that not everything in life has to be forever. That's the best part, is it not? Oh, wait a minute. Oh man, maybe it was the reservoir. Huh. Now that is interesting. I'll make sure to let them know. But either way, guys, we freaking like this bike. We probably have one, maybe two more videos on this thing before we give it up. We'll have a final ride, and then we'll have the official breakdown review. And I think the breakdown review is going to surprise a lot of you guys. As a matter of fact, I highly suggest watching that because I'm going to be honest about this bike. I'm going to talk about some things that I haven't even mentioned on the channel yet. So I think that's going to go well. Oh yeah, don't worry about this. I'm just rebuilding the front bumper. You guys bullied me so hard into replacing the front bumper that I have to replace the front bumper. So building a new one. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and I love you guys. Have a good weekend.